gosh.
All righty, it is Tuesday, April 20th, or Wednesday, April 29th. Boom. Talk about forgetting what day it is already. It's Big Dave Show and Tell, and we have our special guest, the large one, Grover Collins, our B105
Hey,
program director.
No one understands what that means, but it's its own
Large.
It's a very inside joke.
Yeah, but everybody knows it now. So There we go. Let me get our little show and tell officially, make it that there this morning. So we've invited Grover in this morning, and our comments are all here right now. So you can ask him to play Kane Brown's new song more or whatever you want. Because
he loves that.
That's all you have to do, and I'll absolutely do whatever you ask.
I love the fact that I get emails every day from people asking me to play songs. Say, hey, why aren't you guys playing? And it's a song we were already playing. I'm
and you're
okay,
like,
well,
hello.
Yeah, you gotta listen a little bit there. But anyway, so show and tell today. We invited Grover in here on this rainy Wednesday morning here. Everybody's saying hey. Ruthie says hey to Grover. And everybody's getting in there. So who wants to start show and tell today? Chelsea, you were excited that Grover was here because you said something was there. Actually, you had something on your face, so I was having to wipe it off my screen.
Thank you. Thank you for getting
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Well, quarantine life has come to this. This is what we had to do last night. This is actually ferret shampoo because we had to wash my daughter's ferrets. I was actually going to try to bring one down here, but I couldn't get it out of the cage.
Oh, my gosh.
Ferret.
That's my life. This is
Grover,
my life now.
Grover had ferrets, and you
I
had
had
him up
a
for
ferret in
one
my
ferret.
20s. His name was De Niro after the actor, and only had one. But they even though they're descented, they definitely have a musky scent and
stank.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When I met my now wife Holly back then, she was not a fan, and neither was he. He used to get out of the cage and run over and bite her on the foot and run away real quick. That's true.
So what are your ferrets' names, Chelsea? We forgot.
Luna and Sakura.
Luna and Sakura. Are you ever going to run out of pet names? For you have so many animals. I mean, is it possible?
Starting to recycle some of the names. TJ, Tucker Jr.
All right, well,
second.
Grover already did a little bit of a show and tell, but we'll put him on the spot again. So, Grover, what do you have for show and tell this morning? Your office is pretty cool. So let's.
Thank you. Well, those that don't know me, my favorite band of all time is Rush, the Holy Trinity from Canada. Rest in peace, Neil Peart. And Heather, who works at our front desk, is obviously very aware of this, and she has been very kind over the years to get me some very nice Rush-related presents for my birthday. She's got me bobbleheads before, but last time she gave me the Pop Rocks. Of course, I will never open them and never take them out of the box, but these are some of my favorite things I've ever gotten Rush related. So there you
go. Look at that.
That's cool. Look at that.
Very nice. And Heather be thy name. I miss Heather. You know, it's funny because Heather at our front desk, she's basically the face of our station and Q102 and Mix 94.9 over there, and everybody.
The whole Hubbard family.
Yeah. She's the person who you see when you get off the elevator. And it just as a reminder every day when Grover and I come into the studios as how long this thing has been going on. If we lose track of time, the St. Patrick's Day decorations that Heather put out are still up in the lobby.
Frozen in time.
It's like those movies we all watch that this is all reminding us that we're in. It's like everything's frozen in time.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's still St. Patrick's Day in our lobby.
Yeah, and Grover and I were talking yesterday. We're basically 2 floors here, and the studios are all on the 4th floor. We don't venture down onto the 3rd floor where all the salespeople and office people are because they're obviously not here right now, and that's not even being cleaned. It's just I'm interested to see what it looks like, but I also don't want to go down there.
It might look like a haunted house.
Yeah. All right, Ashley, what do you got for show and tell today?
I've also got something that's in a box. At the salon, these hairbrushes have been staring at me, and I want to buy this one. And I messaged the girl today, Aubrey. I'm like, how much are these brushes? I've been looking at them. It's good for when your hair's wet. And once I get the price, Big Dave, I will let you know how much to Venmo me so you can buy it.
That's how it's going to work there. All right. So
Yeah,
new
that's
brushes, but that it's the salon's probably the same way. It's been pretty much empty, other than you coming in there since sometime mid-March.
Except for that one time I found the stack of empty White Claws.
Yeah, somebody partied in there.
Yeah, I was like, where did this come from?
All right, let's venture over for show and tell for Statman here. Stat, what's going on?
I'm going to pull mine off the wall. This is what's above me every day. I'm going to show you my rack. It's a big old spearhead. This is right above me every day. So I thought I'd show it off a little bit. Check out my rack.
Whoa. That's a big rack you got there.
Yeah, this once wandered around on the hills of Kentucky. Got it down in Pendleton County. But yeah, so this is hanging right above me every day, staring at me while I'm broadcasting.
It looks like a Brooks and Dunn album cover. Is what it looks like. A while back there.
Hey,
so
I also like the hat too.
Hey, my Smythe Automotive. Yeah.
Looks
yeah.
good.
Oh, well, there you go. All right,
That
for sure.
is covering 2 product placements today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I know.
Always thinking of our clients.
Love
Always
it.
getting the endorsements in. Okay, so this is going to be one of those things that makes Ashley, especially Ashley and Stat mad. Chelsea, probably not as much. My show and tell today requires me to back up a little bit. Here, I'm going to make myself bigger.
Gosh. Are you taking
because
something off?
Yeah, I am. I'm disrobing. Hold on. Are you ready?
Stat showing its rack. And
Yeah!
I love that.
That is awesome.
You didn't order us one?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Joe Exotic. That is
Oh my
great.
God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
wow.
Well, no, I didn't. You guys actually got one down
We
here.
did?
Our friend Lisa Kentrup over at NKYT's sent over a package yesterday, and I just opened up the studio door and it was outside the door there. And she sent us over 4 of their Joe Exotic. Let me get the camera right there.
I'm coming to get mine right away.
All right, I will leave it.
Listen, just gonna wrap up. I want to go back to work now.
I'm gonna give Chelsea a chance to do Grover a solid. If you don't want yours, it would fit Grover.
Okay, he can have it.
He can have yours.
Oh, wow.
On the
He can have it.
Wow.
All right, so the other two are Grover.
You're
since he
welcome.
is the large one, can get the extra large because they sent 2 XLs and 2 larges, and I figure Ashley and Stat can do the larges, even though
Perfect.
it'll be a little big on you there, Ashley. But
I'll tie it
this
up,
is
don't
pretty
worry.
cool. NKYTs, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Solid.
Well, Kendra says I want one of those shirts for my husband. NKYTs. Yeah, there you go.
Super
Statman is a walking commercial, says Ruthie. Yes, he is. The man
I don't
literally
even
owns
do laundry. I just
he
wear
owns
clothes.
nothing that has some company's logo emblazoned on it there. I love creeping on everyone's home decor, says Ava, and stash is dapper.
Oh, thank you.
So cool. Thank you very much.
It's Kimberly McDonald Cooper's daughter's birthday. So happy birthday to your daughter,
birthday.
Kimberly. What's her name?
Happy birthday. Yeah, that's very wonderful. So Grover, so we have Grover in here. You guys can ask him questions today. Is there anything you'd like to answer about right now, Grover? Anything that you have to say? The forum is yours, sir.
Wow, putting me on the spot.
Oh, that's all right. I don't know if there's anything you want. But anything, I mean, I know a lot of people.
Everybody is wanting to know about concerts, and honest to God, as soon as we know, you guys will know. We'll talk about it on the air. Trust me, we want to be at River Bend and see Garth Brooks and every show as much as you guys do. I mean, that's literally our life every summer. I mean, guys, we probably go to 40 concerts a year in an average year, and we haven't been to a show.
No.
Yeah.
Bogart's baby, a show.
Maybe.
Very
And, you know,
weird all of us.
One of the things that I think I speak for everybody, I always really enjoy about the concerts. Of course, I love seeing the artists and everything, but I also love just getting to meet. That's one of the times we get to meet a lot of our B105 listeners that come up to the van at Riverbend, and we'll spend a few hours there taking pictures and just shaking hands, which I miss too, shaking people's hands and hugging and just whatever. Yeah, but that's the chance that we get to see, because in the morning when we're broadcasting and when Grover's broadcasting, we're basically looking at a hallway or a monitor, and it's nice to
more accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, and to meet the
Yeah.
people who are actually listening there to B105. So we're hoping everything gets back in order here soon. So if you got any questions, you can register in on the comments right now here at B105 Facebook
Patrick
page.
has a real good question.
I love
What's that?
Patrick's question is, Grover, you got a beer back there?
Do I
Chug
have a
it.
beer?
No.
There might be one in the fridge.
Do you
in
know,
the kit- in the
Patrick?
cantina.
No.
Awesome,
Well,
Rob.
this looks like a Coors Light. This
It
is,
does.
It's a Diet Mountain Dew.
And
Okay.
you don't
show,
want to
show
chug
them what the Huggy is, because Jesse Tack bought you that when
Yeah,
he went to Albuquerque.
We're huge Breaking Bad fans and Better Call Saul fans. So obviously that's the chicken place from the TV show. Big fans of that.
Those
I use
Pollos
it every day.
Hermanos. Yeah. And he actually
Very
brought me
good.
back a Pollos Hermanos shirt. And what's funny is I think a lot of people are looking for comfort right now, comfortable things
Yeah.
to watch. And I rewatched Breaking Bad again already. And just, as I was going through the course of it, and what a great show. And it always makes me want some of that chicken out there.
Mm.
Which doesn't exist, by the way. It's not a real restaurant.
Yeah.
No, it does not. No,
No.
but
But
I
you
bet
know-
the chicken's
Pulp
good.
Fiction came out, everybody wanted to go to Jackrabbit Slim's, and that's not a real restaurant.
Exactly. Sheila is my current favorite, says Ashley. We love Ashley. I don't know what that's about, but
I love you, who's Sheila.
I don't know. Lisa wants to know if Grover is in the studio. No, I'm in the studio. Grover's down
I'm in
the
my office
hallway.
about 30 yards away.
Yeah. And pretty much we're only ones in here in the studios in the morning. It's us and me and Grover, and then his wife Holly, who's on the morning show at Mix 94.9, and then Jeff from the Jeff and Jen show is the only one in
There's like 4 of
Q102.
us here in the whole building, yeah.
Yeah, and every once in a while our general manager comes in. So who knows when that's going to change? I mean, right now, I think all the businesses have to be ready for to be sanitized and PPE and everything before everybody starts coming back in. So it is what it is. Ruthie says, Grover, go look in Holly's purse for a beer. So
Yeah, you like that one.
Might find some tequila
I
shots.
Who
don't
knows
drink beer.
no, she doesn't
She's a
fool
white
around
claw
with
girl and a tequila shot girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't fool around with beer very much. So no. So it's just we're rolling on here and just trying to get through it the best that we can. So we love you guys listening. Any more questions can come in. But Grover was talking about concerts and everything, and like we said, we're waiting to hear any word on anything. And of course, B105 will let you know as soon as we hear. And listen, there's so much information out there on social media right now. Don't take anything to the bank until you really hear it from us, because
that's
we're
true.
not going to regurgitate rumors on the air or anything like that. We're just going to give you the facts, and when we get facts about things, that's when we'll pass them along to you, because I don't know if it's just people are bored right now or there's a lot of
Very.
misinformation being shared around on social media. Statman is looking up like the people in the Brady Bunch. Well, Ryan, that's right. He is. Paula wants to say congratulations to Stat on his 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
That was this
Yay,
week
thanks.
here at B105.
Pretty wild.
That might
Yeah.
deserve a beer
Thanks,
chug.
man.
So
Stat has-
Dave Chelsea and I actually met Stat when he first got brought in as an intern first, right? An unpaid
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Unpaid intern.
I actually trained him on the air.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
Who
big
knew?
job.
But you did
Yeah.
a crappy job on that, Chelsea.
He's still training. The training's never
It
ended.
never stopped.
You know what's funny is I'm gonna take
just
a-
watching Stat's body language while we're just doing this video stream makes me feel sorry for his teachers back when he was a kid, because he just can't.
Oh,
sit
gosh.
still.
Oh,
there we go.
It's all right.
I'm trying to get it in my shot there.
what?
That building behind me right there that you could see for a second that I messed up. The Baldwin Center. It's right
Yeah.
outside our window there. That is
Oh.
where I first met Stat, and I had it in focus for a second, and then I
right
lost
over
it.
there.
There it is
Yeah.
over there.
There you go.
So
Behind
anyway, so Stat, I actually was thinking about that when our general manager sent out the email with your picture on it saying 20 years this week. I remember meeting you the first day over in that building the Baldwin Center.
Yeah.
When you came in, you were an intern for B105 and I was on Y96, and I remember
Yep.
that.
Aw.
Yeah. First event I worked was the Chili Fest. And I think it was Rascal Flats we had on stage. Like, that was like my first gig. And it was kind of cool. And since that day, Rascal Flatts and we always chat about it.
You're getting them confused. Rascal Flatts was a taste of Cincinnati, so you were just a little young kid then.
Oh, well, maybe it was one of the other ones.
Either way.
All I remember is, what's wrong with your hair, dude? That's what I remember about you.
yeah, everybody had.
They're all like
spiky.
I don't know.
Yeah. So there you go.
But he would have run through a brick wall for us. I remember that too. He'd be like, "What else you need me to do? I'll do it. Yeah,
yeah, I'm bored. I need something to do." Yeah,
that's awesome.
Is Stat's probationary period over yet? Steve wants to know. All right, Chelsea, how long have you been with B105? Somebody wants to know, Patrick.
Really? Well, I started in '94, and then I left for a little bit and came back. So I've been pretty much I was there for 10 years, left for a little bit and came back, and I just been back for 10 more years.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's the longest of all of us, Dave.
Yeah, I think so, for sure. I mean, if you add it all up. But you were still not even born when Duke Hamilton started on B105, were you?
That's true.
We'll say no.
Statman came to my preschool the first time I met him. My kids called him Snack Man, says Ruthie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Funny.
And Regina wants to know, how old were you when you started at B105, Stat?
20. And then they waited till I was 21 to hire me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What job did you have before B105 and radio?
A bunch of them, but I worked construction to pay for school. And then when I was interning 3 days a week, the other 2, I was doing construction. Okay. Home remodeling, room additions.
The internship through us with us because of, did you go to broadcast school? Where were you at?
Yeah. Ohio Center Broadcasting.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
And Ron showed up one day with a couple other old promotions people we had, and they needed help down at Chili Fest for an event because they used to get a whole bunch of interns to work gates and stuff. And that's where it all began.
That's where it all started. Grover, before you started at radio, what was the last non-radio job you had?
I've only had 2 jobs non-radio in my life.
Wow.
And the first job I ever got was cleaning bathrooms at a Del Taco in Rome, Georgia. And I worked my way up to grill master. And then then I was working radio part-time in Maine, but I still needed more money, so I was working at a CVS pharmacy.
There you go.
I actually worked my way up to a shift closer, and they were training me to get into management. That's what they wanted. I'm like, no.
You don't want me to tell people what to do.
I am outie. So
outie. Chelsea, what was the last job you had before radio?
Well, I was 5 when I started at B105, so it was kindergarten. No, I worked at a home decorating store.
Oh yeah, where at?
In Aurora, Indiana. I sold carpet and everything. I can actually come to your house and measure for carpet.
Oh, good.
Wow, that's good to know.
Well, what about you, Ashley? Last job, and this is going to be a lot quicker before you started working here at B105.
Yeah, so I've had probably, I think, 27 jobs total. That's not exaggerated. That is not exaggerated. My last job, I was working at the Cincinnati Enquirer before I came to radio.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
The last job I had before radio was I was a senior in college, and I was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, working at Rich Products, which Rich is a bakery and make different things like maybe you buy at Kroger or you buy somewhere and you think, oh, it's their brand. Well, chances are Rich has made it. But I worked at that factory and I was working my way through school there, and I worked overnights most of the time in sanitation, would clean all the machines and things that they use to make stuff. And I made pretty good money for that. I mean, at that time I was making like $12 an hour. And if I worked over my 8-hour shift, I'd get time and a half, which happened a lot. So I was, for a kid in college, I was swimming in some money there. I decided, though, to bite the bullet and get my first job at an AM radio station and quit there. And I left that $12 an hour job for a $3.35 an hour job.
I was going to say 8 cents.
That was minimum wage at the time at WMTS in Murfreesboro. Some friends of mine owned it. It was a little low power TV station and a pretty high power FM or AM station. So that was my last technical job before radio, was at Rich Products there. So, all right.
Did you ever get to lick the baking spoon? You know, when you make the cookie dough.
I will tell you this.
Big spoon.
they would make cookies, and every night they were doing different things on the lines and pastries and stuff. But one of the first nights I worked there, and they were making peanut butter cookies. I got to work, and I was like, "This is the best smell ever! Oh, I love this!"
Yeah.
And by the end of the night, I wanted to throw up because I could not get the smell of it anymore.
I remember when I worked at Del Taco as a little kid. Part of the prep for the next morning, you had I can't remember the name of it, but I had to dip tortillas in the sauce and scoop meat. God, I can almost remember doing it by hand. And then I'd have to roll them up, and you'd have to roll up a certain number and then refrigerate them before you went home. So the next morning they'd be ready to go. And I would be in high school the next day in a class. And of course I've washed my hands, I've showered, I'm at school the next day, and I'm still like, I can still, it would permeate my fingers. I can still smell that smell.
Oh, I know. Crystal says, I love how you guys are sharing these stories. You're so real. I like that. Thank you, Crystal. Well, okay, here's a weird story that will freak you out for my days at Rich's. Every once in a while, they had this room called the Sifter Room. It was giant bins of flour. And basically, it would sift them and pump them out to all the production lines all across the factory. And it was a really big factory. So every once in a while, I would have to go in there and clean stuff in there, which was hard because there's just flour floating around everywhere. You would literally you look like a guy taking care of somebody with COVID-19, technically. You'd be covered up so much. But even then, the flour would get into your eyes and stuff. But you didn't know it was in there until you went home and went to sleep. So I would go back home after my shift and go to sleep, and I'd wake up, and I wouldn't be able to open my eyes because my eyes had flushed out the flour, and it would form like a paste on my eyelids.
Oh my gosh!
I know, it was terrible, and we complained. It was awful, and we complained enough about it that they put an eye wash station in for us where you could actually clean your eyes really good after spending any time in there. But the first time it happened, it really freaked me out because I woke up and I was like, I can't open my eyes. I was like, what is going on? And it was just paste. It was almost like what you make in elementary school as a craft.
Like those people in the movies when they're out in the winter too much, they get the ice around their.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, Ruthie says, she's glad I took the risk. Thank you very much. So. Well, I guess we're going to bounce off here. It's almost 9, but we thank you for listening to B105. And here we go again, Grover. Every day we do this, and it sets off somebody's Alexa. This is a radio. Remember, your phone is your radio. You can listen to the B105 app on there. You can also listen at B105.com. Or, are you ready? Alexa, play B105 in Cincinnati. We'll wait for the comment for somebody to say, hey, you just turned on my Alexa because it happens every morning.
Don't forget your Google speakers. Google.
Yeah.
Google, exactly. Google Nest and all that stuff you have, or we have Google Mesh at home, so it works great. So thank you guys. Don't forget to do that and use that and listen while you're at home, and hopefully we'll all get through this together. We want to thank Grover Collins for joining us this morning, the large one.
Thanks, Large.
You're welcome.
We love all you guys listening to B105. Stay healthy and stay safe. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And now I try to end the broadcast. Am I going to do it?
Every day.
Here we go.
See ya.
No. I had it. There we go.
It's still on.
I can end it real quick.
He's out.
There we go.